So today I have a different kind of video for you. What I need you to do is pull out a pen and a piece of paper, and we're going to take a small quiz. Driving with John is coming through! Please subscribe and make sure you ring the bell so you get all my future videos. Slam that like button. Slam it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Driving with John. So today I have a different kind of video for you. What I need you to do is pull out a pen and a piece of paper, and we're going to take a small quiz. It's going to be yes or no answers basically, probably except for one question. So just grab a pen and paper and let's just have a little fun today. Alright, now that you have your pen and paper, the first question is a pretty easy question, and yes, these are all going to be it's a lot of questions that are political or social, but it doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative. None of that matters, because these questions aren't going to be based on your political beliefs. Okay, so but they are based on current events. So if you take it personally, I'm sorry, I don't mean it personally. I just don't think these are a political question. I think these are more interpretation questions. So, the first question. Before every question, I'm going to give a little story or, kind of tell you exactly what I think about in that area. So, the first question. So, in the United States, a few years back, I remember they allowed us to start burning the flag, the United States flag, and they call it freedom of speech. And really offends me personally, honestly. Pisses me off. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not, but it does. I don't agree with it at all. But they said it was a freedom of speech, and therefore people do it. With the freedom of speech, there are consequences. If you do something that's unpopular, people could, hate you or boycott you or do whatever, I'm not calling for physical violence or anything like that. I'm just saying that there are consequences. So now, if you fast forward from then till now there's this other flag that, if you're into that sort of thing, that's up to you, because, like I said, I believe in freedom of speech. So if you fly a Confederate flag, you're considered a racist and all these horrible things. And they're talking about banning the flag altogether. That's what I don't understand. If you can burn my flag, my United States of America flag, as a freedom of speech, why can't somebody that, for whatever reason likes that flag, fly that flag as a freedom of speech? Not that it's right, but like I said, I don't think it's right that people burn my flag, but I don't have a choice in the matter. That's kind of the law of the land. So I don't know, it's just a thought. So my first question is, do you believe in freedom of speech in a way that it would allow someone to have a Confederate flag? Yes or no? Alright, number 2. Alright, second one is more of a more of a social thing that's going on. You hear a lot of people talking about, anytime they're talking about lower economic areas, they always refer to them as being black and brown areas. But I personally am offended by that. Not offended like, oh, I need my safe space, but just offended like that's not right, because I've lived in those areas. And as you can tell, I'm white. So, I don't believe it. I lived in those areas. Those areas were very diverse. There were white people, there were black and brown people, there were Asian people, there were Indians, there were just about every nationality you could think of lived in that neighborhood, and I'm not joking. That was more of a melting pot than any other neighborhood I've ever lived in my life. But everybody in that neighborhood was having trouble getting by because, no one was doing well. So, this whole thing where they're saying that, you know, the lower socioeconomical areas, sorry, I haven't fully woke up yet today, so my brain's not working. If I mispronounce something or say it wrong, laugh at me and then move along. So, here's my question, okay? Do you believe that being poor has a color? Because I personally don't. You know, and what I mean by that is, do you think that it's okay to assign a color to a bracket of earning? You know? Because they seem to do that a lot. And I'm not trying to be derogatory or sound wrong in any way, shape, or form, but I don't believe that's right to say that, you know, the black and brown areas are the poverty-stricken areas. Do you believe that your skin color sets up your living situations, as in economically? Yes or no? So, all right. Next question. All right. Question number 3. So, I was thinking about it, and I'm just curious what everybody else's take is on this. Okay? Now, it's all over social media. Everybody is talking about wear a mask, don't wear a mask, blah, 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 blah. So, I'm going to frame it a little bit differently, okay? Because, you know, I agree you should probably wear a mask, but I don't think our government has a right to tell us to wear a mask. So, you know, the people protesting not wearing a mask, saying the government doesn't have a right to tell us to wear a mask, you know, I get your point. Probably not the best idea, though. But along those lines, here's my question for you. If you are one of those people that wear a mask, or one of those people that don't, do you believe the government has a right to tell you that you have to wear a mask? Does that go against our Constitution? So it's kind of a two-part question. Do you believe that your government has the right to tell you to wear a mask? Question number 1. Number 2, does that go against our Constitution? Now, if you don't know the answer to those questions, especially the second one, because the second one's more of a factual question, not an opinion question, do some research and find out. All right, on to the next question. All right, question number 4. All right, so the next question I have to ask everybody. Now, there's a big debate right now about schools being open and about how safe it is for the schools to be open for the kids and for the teachers and for the parents and for the grandparents. And even in my own house, there's a lot of distension between whether they should open or whether they shouldn't open. And so I just kind of want to find out everybody else's opinion. Okay? And you don't have to leave a paragraph. You can just say yes or no. If you want to explain, that's fine too. But here's my take. You know, in order for our country to get rolling again, I mean, I've already made a video about coronavirus and how pretty much we're not going to be able to stop it. Everybody's going to get coronavirus eventually. And the whole point was we're supposed to slow it down a little bit. So knowing that, and knowing that we're opening back up, knowing that people are going to get it anyway, should we open the schools? Especially from what I understand, they've showed that kids don't contract coronavirus or spread coronavirus. So there are rare exceptions to that, but overall, that's, from what I understand, that's what scientists say anyway. So should we open our schools? And if you want to add more than just the yes or no, why? You know, I get the fear of everybody wanting to contract, you know, not wanting to, but everybody contracting coronavirus, and the grandparents getting it, and, you know, people that are in high-risk areas getting it. I get all of that. I understand all of that. But I also understand that, like, my daughter, my 17-year-old, this is her senior year, she's basically already told us she doesn't really care about coronavirus, and she wants to go to school. So it's the point that, you know, if my kids do go to school, they're not going to be around anybody that's in a high-risk area. I won't allow it because it's not gonna. I don't want to be responsible for something like that. But if they don't go to school, especially my daughter's senior year, I mean that's a pretty big deal. It really is. So I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but I'm just curious. Are you gonna send your kids to school? Not saying I'm not. I'm not saying I am. I'm not going to influence other people on what they think, because I think everybody has a right to their own opinion. So, are you going to send your kids to school? And what safety precautions might you put in place? So, kind of a two-part question. If you want to answer it fully, you can. If you just want to say yes or no, that's fine too. So, all right. See you in the next question. Alright, I think this will be the last question. I originally wanted to do like 10, but I think this video is long enough already. So, the last question, you can answer yes or no, but if you don't mind, I'd like to actually have more of an answer to this one, because, I think our country was built on basically people having two different ideals, or three or four, but descending ideas. People that can talk to each other and help each other see the other's point of view. Okay? Not that one way is right or one way is wrong or any of that. I'm not going to get into the whole political stuff, but what I am going to say is I think as a country we're missing the opportunity to have a real conversation where you can hear what I think and feel and I can hear what you think and feel about our government and the way things are ran, using statistics and facts and all of the above. And if we hear each other fully, in order to understand where someone else has come from, you have to be willing to put your thoughts, feelings, and emotions aside, and facts sometimes, to listen to theirs. First, the yes or no question, and then I'd like you to elaborate if you don't mind. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but here's my question. Do you think that having open conversation between two different opinions or ideas is a good thing or a bad thing? So just say good or bad. And then if you want to elaborate on that, explain to me what you do to be able to listen to the other side. Do you consider other people's ideas? And how exactly do you do that? Like, what do you do so that you can learn how to, see the other side a little bit? And are you willing to actually listen to the other side? So, all right, well, that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I really appreciate that you guys are watching my channel, and I would really, really appreciate it if this was an interactive video, as you wrote down your answers. Now that the video is over, go down in the comment section and just number 1 through, I think it was 5, I don't know, I'll have to go through and count, but the question with the answer yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and whatever. The reason why I want you to do that is because I'm going to go over all those answers, think about them, and if someone says more than others, that's fine, because then that'll something else I'll have to think about, and then I'm going to make a video about that, because I just think it's not one person versus the world. It's a community trying to perfect the society that we're in. So, and we're never going to get it perfect, but we can keep working towards a more perfect union. So, all right, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. All my trucking buddies out there, keep those tires turning, keep making money, stay right side up. And if you haven't done it yet, go over there, hit the subscribe button, go over there, hit the like button. Wait, did I say hit the like button? I didn't mean to. Slam it! Slam that like button. Alright. I just dropped the phone again. See ya.